All right, awesome. Well, I got the video loaded up. I'm gonna figure out how to share this. We're gonna get it going. We can always chop this up, I'm hoping. Or y'all are just gonna get the unfiltered LB. Let me share my screen. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I need to share a specific presentation. Let me try that. I cannot hear you. No, I can see you type in the audience. That's it. Is that not? Okay, I click button. Why this doesn't do anything? Okay, maybe I have to share the. So let's actually just do some testing, and then we might do a new session. So there's none of this stuff in here. I want to make sure you can hear the audio on the Sendex on the video when I share it. Okay. So I'm gonna unpause it. Okay, cannot hear the video. Yeah, that's gonna take some configuration, I think. Let's see here. I'll do a little research. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of checking. Oh, there should be a checkbox, I think. Oh, it says for pre-recorded videos, use the media board to upload. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let me actually, because I don't think I saw. Let me try this again. Let me stop the share, and then share screen. Oh, okay. There is an option. Let me try this. Let me see if this works.
Let me just share my screen.
You can't hear. Okay, yes, there
Okay,
was a toggle option.
Some of the recent work that we have done on Sendex.
Okay, so do you think we should start a new session here, or do you think we can just chop this up so we can keep it going? Okay, cool. Awesome. Let me get some better lighting on my face. Give me 1 second. Let me just get some white balance going here. Okay, I'm going to wind this one back. Let me see where I want to. I'm going to get this where I want to start it, then I'm going to reshare it. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. We can always chop it up. Cool. Yeah. Let me do that again. Oh, they have the share system audio toggle off by default. Okay, let's go.
Hey, Suket here. So, developer at Sendex, and we have recently launched some new features, and pretty excited to share those.
Oh, yeah, good point. How do I do that? Oh, yeah, I'm not sure how to do that. No, I think that just changes my view. Layout. Okay, yeah. Let me. Layout. Gotcha. Yes. Okay, there we go. Yay, I love this one. Okay, very nice. All right, I'm going to wind it back just a little. Let's get it all the way. There we go. All right, we're going to take another. Did that apply the layout, or did that apply the layout? Okay. Okay.
Hey, Suket here. So, developer at Sendex, and we have recently launched some new features, and pretty excited to share those. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so some of the recent work that we have done on Sendex has been around setting up guardrails in order to protect our users from making some very easy to make, very common mistakes, but very costly mistakes at the same time. So we'll go over them. So the first thing that's very common, and not just Sendex, it's common for any marketing automation tool out there, is you have a lot of entities. You have your list, you have your broadcasts, you have your segments, a lot of automations, right? And it's possible to delete them, and you sometimes want to delete them to get the noise out of your system, right? And focus on what's important. But the issue,
Gosh. No, that's me. That's me. Let me restart that. That's good. And actually, I realized something I want to do different. So we're gonna do take two or three or four. I'm not really sure which. But actually, no. I have a. It's fine. It's fine. Actually, thank you for reminding me. Joshua always gets me with it too on the recordings. So my laptop is so super powered. I have an extra cooling pad that's just a giant fan underneath it, and that's what I think you're picking up. Is it gone now? Yeah, it's the stupid. Wow, that's like so. Riverside's so sensitive. I hope I don't like burp or anything. Okay. So all right. I'm gonna go ahead and start. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start the next take here. So I'm gonna say, hey everybody. LB here with Sendex and SendPost today. I unfortunately missed our awesome uh, product show and tell meetings. They were kind enough to record it for me, so I decided to bring you along today as I watch it and I unbox it. So let's see what's going to be new in Sendex and SendPost this week.
hey, Suket here. So, developer at Sendex, and we have recently launched some new features, and pretty excited to share those. And let me just share my screen. Okay, so some of the recent work that we have done on Sendex is more has been around setting up guardrails in order to protect our users from making some very easy to make, very common mistakes, but very costly mistakes at the same time. So
And please believe, folks, this is not us judging anyone making email marketing mistakes. The opposite, honestly. The point is, it's too easy to make mistakes with your email marketing platform. It's too easy to do things on almost every platform out there that are going to damage your sender reputation and hurt your ability to actually get in front of the people that want to hear from you. So, this is something I've kind of been beating the drum on for a little while here, and we've been making incremental progress, but the guys really cracked into it recently. So let's keep going.
I'll go over them. So the first thing that's very common, and not just Sendex, it's common for any marketing automation tool out there, is you have a lot of entities. You have your list, you have your broadcasts, you have your segments, a lot of automations, right? And it's possible to delete them, and you sometimes want to delete them to get the noise out of your system, right? And focus on what's important. But the issue is it's very easy to delete something which might be being used by some other entity. So what I mean is, let's say you decide to delete a list, and suddenly your campaign that was your broadcast that was going out to that list suddenly stops. You had an automation running on that list to send out onboarding sequences, suddenly stops because you didn't realize, okay, this list that I just deleted was being used by that automation, was being.
So this is super crucial, right? Like, it can be really difficult in a marketing cloud where you're doing a lot of complex automation to know what all of the interdependencies are on a particular list or email template or whatever.
Used by that broadcast that was going out, right? So this is the mistake that we have seen, right, to happen, and that's what we try to fix here. So I'll show you how we have done it. So for example, let's take the same example. Let's say we have list, right? And in list, so
You can just
for
close
example,
that. You can just
yeah,
close that. Yeah.
The Google Meet box always getting in everyone's
okay,
way.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in list, right? So let's say we are talking about trial users list, and you decide, okay, I don't want to focus on it. It's a noise in my system, and you just want to get rid of it, right? You want to remove it from your view, and normally you would delete it, right? And so we have an option called archive here, which is similar. It's like a soft delete, and you can recover it in future if you want, right? We are not going to entirely get rid of it, so we are going to preserve the history, and you can recover it anytime. But what's interesting is when you click on archive, right, and you choose that, yes, I want to archive this list. we're not going to directly let you complete that operation.
And if you notice, you can actually choose to check that box and delete all the contacts if you want, or as I would generally recommend, not doing that, but it really depends on whatever your use case is. We want to make things flexible for you to make sure you're keeping what you want to keep and, getting rid of what you need to get rid of to clean up your system. So, your marketing cloud is easier to move through.
What we're going to do is tell you, hey, the list that you're trying to archive is being used by a bunch of other entities. For example, there are 2 campaigns that's using the
Y'all, this is a game changer because this actually lists you everywhere that list is being used. It tells you everywhere. I don't know if any of you have ever played the fun game before in your marketing cloud of find the dependency. Oh, I can't delete this item. Cool. It's one thing to have, the guardrails in place. It's an entire other thing to also have the visibility and surfacing of all the relevant information you need to make a decision in your marketing cloud.
this list. There's a segment based on this list, and there's an automation using this list as well. So if you were to delete this list, essentially all of these would get interrupted, right? And the user, if I was trying to do this, I wouldn't probably be aware of this because it's pretty hard to keep a track of this. And so that's our intention, that we let you know, okay, this is the situation that all these entities are using your list. So either you have 2 options: either you not archive it, like you don't do this operation, or the other choice is that you go back, you decide, okay, I will disassociate my list from this campaigns, or I will wait for the campaigns to completely go out. I will remove the list from my segment, and I will remove my list from automation as well. And then you can archive it, right? So it completely eliminates the mistake that I mentioned, right? So that's
Yeah, I think this is super cool. I think it's going to make it really easy to, prevent data loss, to prevent things that you don't want getting lost while you're trying to clean up your marketing system. Because I highly support that. It can be very difficult when I come in on an audit and I'm looking in someone's system and there's just digital cruft everywhere. There's just leftover things. There's stuff, that's labeled 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Nobody knows if it's in use or not. Everybody's afraid to touch it because they don't know where it's being used, right? We're really trying to help marketers avoid what I like to call fear-driven development, where everyone's afraid to change anything. They're afraid to delete anything, to clean anything up, to make the system more usable, because they're too afraid of what else might be impacted. Boom, here's your solution. This system's going to tell you what's going to be impacted by your action before you even take it.
the first bit. The second one is also around setting guardrails for users to not make, again, a very simple, easy to make mistake, but pretty costly. This mistake is more of around sending mails to your customer, right? So imagine it like, okay, you were sending a broadcast, right? There's a sale for your e-commerce platform, and you decided, okay, I want to give a discount, and you decide to send out a mail which has a CTA that redirects to your e-commerce platform, right? And when they receive the mail, the link is broken, right? That's the worst possible thing that can happen. It breaks the trust, right? And all this happened.
All right, I might have to disagree with him about that's the worst possible thing that can happen, but it's pretty up there. We know it. Like it's pretty up there to send a link to like a broken link, because first of all, I mean, he might be right. That's a pretty good contender for one of the worst things to happen, especially it's often considered a cybersecurity risk by mailbox providers and spam filters, because historically, malicious actors have used that tactic to hide malicious websites, right? Websites filled with malware and malicious code. They're like, well, I know some spam filters are going to click the link and they're going to do some investigation on the destination. Well, what if I just don't have any content for them to inspect at the destination, right? So the fact that, this was a tactic once used to evade spam filters now know to detect it. They just don't go any deeper. They see a broken link and they go, cool, don't like that. Moving on. You know, at best, you don't know what you're doing. At worst, you're a malicious actor. I'm not going to take the risk because it's also, even if you just don't know what you're doing, it was an accident. It's still a bad user experience for the mailbox providers users or the spam filters users. And that's one of the main things they're trying to do is maintain a positive user experience with their product.
Is because while creating the mail itself, you missed a single bracket. Like the whatever platform you were using, right? Like Sendex, you missed a simple curly bracket. So the syntax went wrong and the entire link was broken, right? Or let's say you were trying to personalize the mail with their first name or last name. And again, you missed a bracket, you spelled something wrong, and the entire mail that the customer has received is broken, right? So it's very simple, easy to make a mistake, but very costly, right? So how we have decided to solve it is, I will show you. So we have newsletter, right? And let's say I'm working on, let's say this one, right? So we are editing the mail, right? I have completed the mail, right? And it looks good to me, right? I think everything is good. I have the CTA, right? And I decide to continue to send out my mail. What's going to happen is on the review and confirm screen, we're going to let you know, okay, we are going to first validate your content and let you know all the issues that are with it, right? It could be a syntax issue. It could be that your unsubscribe link is broken, right? It could be some of the links you used, right? You might have missed some syntax there, right? The link is itself.
So you see here, yeah, we've got two really clear content flags here in this example. We're telling you, there's not a valid unsubscribe link or the one you've provided is invalid. So instead, we're going to use ours, which also gives you the option to go, hey, I didn't mean to do that and go back and correct it. And the same here, it says there is, a syntax error, it looks like, in the merge tags or the free marker that was used. It didn't line up. So the system's going to tell you that.
Broken or any issue, we're going to validate the entire content and let you know, okay, these are the issues and you might want to fix them. You can still go ahead and submit the mail, right? Because some of the issues you might feel, okay, are not relevant for you and you feel they're okay. But we let you know at the screen, okay, this is the issue, right? And this, you can watch a tutorial on how to fix the issue, right? And go back, fix the issue and send out your mail, right? So that's how we are trying to avoid this simple mistake that users commonly make. Yeah, so that's the second bit. The third is slightly separate. It's something we have done around pop-ups. And so we have pop-up support in Sendex. You can create.
Oh, yeah, I didn't really, he's going into it. In case you didn't know, at Sendex, we can manage your website pop-up for your email collection, also your SMS collection as well. So now we've got some additional error checking features around that. I'm going to let Suket keep unboxing.
Beautiful looking pop-ups and embedded in your website. And we just wanted to make the experience overall feel better, right? Reduce the friction of getting started and just elevate the experience of pop-ups. So I'll show you some of the improvements we have done. So let's go with this pop-up. I'll jump to content section. So firstly, we have added themes. So these are like color palettes that we have already assembled for you that are most likely going to look great, right? So you can switch between theme and get a quick feel of how they are looking. And there's a neat feature here called Surprise Me, which you can click and it will shuffle between the themes and surprise you with a random theme. So you can keep clicking on it. It gives you a good enough idea, okay, how this pop-up is going to look for your website.
Oh, it's like Omegle for your email design, but way less offensive.
Some theme maybe pops out for you and you like it and you can try to use it. Right? So that's the first bit. The other is around a simple problem that we had experience with, we saw users facing, is around images, right? So sometimes it gets pretty hard to upload images in a lot of automation softwares and use them in pop-ups. We have tried to simplify the experience. You have your whole library now. You can single click, replace the image. You can upload your own image, and we have also added a section for stock photos. So there are thousands of photos for you to choose from. Right? You can click on any of these photos and
yeah, and all of these photos I believe are under like an open source license, or you have the license to use them. So again, yeah, if you want to use a stock photo, we've already got that in the platform. No need to go crawl the web to find one that doesn't have a watermark. We put it right in your hands inside the platform.
They will just directly get added in your pop-up and you're good to go. You can use them.
Oh,
Right?
living the dream there with all those monitors.
And yeah, so that's the second bit. The other is around mostly overall elevating the experience, is around organizing the fields that are more important. So for example, the field section, that's the most important section that you want to customize, or your colors, your fonts, your font color, the field radius. The fields we have moved them at the top, so it's more visible and easy enough experience for anyone to get started with pop-ups.
So I gotta admit that despite the amount of color in my hair and my clothes, I don't know why anybody needs palettes other than black and white. But for those of you that want more, Suket and the Sendex dev team has your back.
These are some of the changes where we have done with pop-ups. And the last bit is around, I believe one of the most important bits around any marketing automation software is exporting out data. So we have seen this happen in a lot of other tools as well as with our tool. It sometimes gets pretty tricky to get data out of the system. It's very easy to get your data in.
Oh yeah, that's how every platform makes it, right? You know, they make it it's like a trap. Make it super easy to get in there, to bring your data in, to build email templates, put all that time and effort into it.
But pretty hard to get it out. So for example, let's say you send out a campaign, right? You send out a broadcast, and now you want to figure out, okay, I want to get my opens, my clicks, right? All that data, right? You want to do some analysis on it. Now, what most platforms do out there is they provide you an option to export last 7 days of data, or last 2 weeks, or last month of data. But what we saw is users many times want to export some exact specific data. So let's say you want data for from 5th to 7th of the last month, right? You want to see who opened and clicked your mails between that time, right? It's a seemingly simple operation, but most platforms either don't allow it or make it pretty complicated. And the only option people are left with is exporting a huge set of data and manually or writing a script to figure out, okay, the data.
Oh yeah, I've definitely been there. Definitely been there going, well, I really only need these couple of specific dates because there was a high bounce rate or, you know, an anomalously high complaint rate, open rate, whatever anomaly I'm trying to look into. You know, I really just need a small range of data. But, you know, yeah, with a lot of platforms, they give me the option I can get last like 1 days, 2 days, 3 days, 15, 30. And if it's not one of those tidy, you know, buckets, I just have to filter out what I don't need, which definitely violates my best practice of, you know, data minimization, like minimizing the amount that I'm handling PII. So excited to see what he's got for us to make this less tedious.
They need, right? We have made the experience very simple. So for example, the campaign you've sent out, there's a single click. Now we have the presets for 7 days, 14 days, last 30 days, but you can select the exact dates that you want. So let's say I want it from 5th to 7th, I can select from 15th to 7th and click on export, and that's it, right? I get the data for 5th to 7th. It's that simple. Yeah. So that's the last bit.
Awesome. So now literally, you know, if you need to cut a specific marketing report for a specific date range, maybe you're trying to measure the performance of a new campaign. You want to pull some pretty specific date ranges. We have that option for you. You can just select your date range, and then you have the ability to export all the data. Thanks for joining me today, folks. I had a lot of fun unboxing all the stuff the guys worked on when I wasn't around. And I think, you know, the product's getting better and better. We're really trying to make email marketing easier again. You know, I feel like it's gotten super complicated. I feel like 2024 and all the changes that brought to email marketing with all the new compliance requirements, you know, have made it, there's even more that you have to keep track of. Don't settle for a marketing platform that isn't doing as much of that heavy lifting for you as possible. You don't settle. get a platform that actually cares about your user experience with the platform, about saving your team members time, about freeing you from a ton of tedious things so that then you can really focus on what you're best at, which is being strategic and creative and really driving the metrics home that matter. We're trying to make it so you don't need a PhD in Marketing Cloud to work inside our platform.